less fat, and great taste guaranteed. Taste us, love us, or get your money back.
Our journey to extraordinary flavor begins here, where our beans evolve into the most astonishing...
Back in. Newcastle. Well, they would have noticed that. Anyway, here's Lewis Travis for Blackburn Rovers, who scored the final 2 goals of the first half. The one by Garrett Lenihan right on the stroke of half-time. Here's Nyambi. The majority of Blackburn's attacking play in the first half came down the other side where Harrison Reed was really busy. Here he is with the first cross, away by Jamal Lascelles. Longstaff plays it straight to Travis. Here's Smallwood.
You think Tony Mowbray would have been emphasising that they just get the ball into Danny Graham.
It's gone in towards Brereton. The best of headers by Fernandez, but Lascelles was there to help him out.
Got away with that.
It was a handball, wasn't it, by Dayan May? But Lee Probert played the advantage. Here come Newcastle with Jacob Murphy. In it goes, and a comfortable take for David Rea. He's looking to get Armstrong away here as well, although Lascelles can shepherd in behind, and that might be another problem. He's reached straight for the hamstring press.
Well, that would be an absolute disaster for Rafa Benitez. Just wonder, don't you, to leave Lascelles, the best Newcastle defender, on the bench in this game. This is always the risk. Just wonder how much of a warm-up he actually had at half-time. But that doesn't bode well. I'm no medical expert, but it doesn't look good at all for Newcastle.
It doesn't need a medical expert to tell you can't run off a hamstring. And we'll see whether it just loosens up a little bit. Of course, there's Paul Dummett who's out injured at the moment as well. They are pretty much down to the bare bones in a lot of positions at the moment, Newcastle. The likes of Muto and Key are at the Asian Cup. Jonjo Shelvey, Mo Diame, along with Dummett, out injured. There's Javier Manquillo. It's not a bad ball in, it was just, I think, glanced away by Amari Bell. He was the faintest of touches there.
Must have been, because it was Murphy in just behind him. Would have been a free header.
There's Cal Roberts. Gets it back again from Jacob Murphy.
But he hasn't made eye contact with the bench.
That Jamal Lascelles, the kind of player that they wouldn't want to be without against this is a really difficult and critical stage of the season for Newcastle, who are in the Premier League's relegation zone as it stands. Bell with a header. Here's Hosselu, who drags it well wide.
Just picked up the knockdown, didn't he, Hosselu? This was the touch from Bell. The faintest of touches. Murphy would have had a free header 6 yards out. Crucial from Bell. I just don't know, Fletch, why they try and overplay Blackburn at the back. Get the ball into Danny Graham. He's the one causing problems. I don't think they're good enough to play through the thirds, Blackburn.
You wonder at what stage tonight that Tony Mowbray would consider introducing Bradley Dack as his top scorer. I think reading between the lines, he would have been in from the start had he not been a victim of this bug that's been flying through the camp. But you would think at some stage, with him being on the bench, Chris, that Mowbray will be happy to use him, but we don't quite know when that is.
His first pick every week, isn't he, if he's fit? Bradley Dack.
Quite sure just how much gas he's got in the tank for this one. He could be the man that could be the one to turn the game in Blackburn's favour. Here's Fabian Schär. Now Ritchie, you can hit them from there. He says it took a touch and should be a corner, but the referee says goal kick Blackburn, but he didn't half get a hold of that.
Would do. Schär just sitting in front of that back line. He's a nice technician, feeds the ball to Ritchie, and he's powered that. I think there was a touch. I'm not so sure it was going in, but he has a hammer of a left foot, Ritchie.
Blackburn are trying to do something tonight that they've not done for 4 years. That's how long it is since they last beat a team from the Premier League. They beat Swansea and Stoke en route to the 5th round of the FA Cup back then. And they've given themselves a fighting chance with those 2 goals from Adam Armstrong and Darren Lenihan to get them back all square.
Just a big challenge, I tell you though, Lascelles, I don't see how he's going to get through this second half. I don't. He is really hobbling. If you've injured your hamstring, you can't stay on the pitch. There's bravery and then there's stupidity in terms of rips it more, you're out for longer.
The acid test might well be the next sprint for.
Well, there you go. Fine.
Doesn't seem to be too much in the way of acceleration. He's got a real problem out there.
And he's getting worse and worse.
Newcastle United essentially playing with 10 out there at the moment. Here's Bennett behind Lascelles. Brereton lets it run, hoping it found its way through to Danny Graham.
He may have got the shout, but you're thinking, just take a bit of responsibility there. In Brereton, a little over, but Lascelles, he's doing his best, but he's a liability.
There's Danny Graham. And Woodman there.
Surely if you're Blackburn, why wouldn't you just play on Lascelles while he's on the pitch? Peel on him. Get on him, knock balls into him.
There's Danny Graham. More work for Lascelles to do. Plays it straight to Brereton. Couldn't take the chance.
What a chance it was. We talked about Lascelles being a liability. He's doing his best, but he should have just walked off. Somebody else could have stepped into that position. Not the best ball from Danny Graham. Lascelles inadvertently pops the ball into Brereton's path. He's under pressure, but you think anything on target he scores. What an opportunity for Blackburn.
Well, he hasn't scored yet in a Blackburn Rovers shirt, Ben Brereton. He's still only 19, but what an opportunity that was for the Championship side to go ahead. And surely Newcastle have got to make this change soon. We think it might well be Isaac Hayden who's being prepared to come on here for Jamal Lascelles.
Well, who am I to criticise Rafa Benitez as a manager, but why on earth wouldn't you tell him to come off? Walk off, he's such an important player for Newcastle. And now he's saying, are you okay? Well, we've all been watching the same game for the last 7-8 minutes, and he's clearly not. This is ridiculous, Fletch.
Here's Harrison Reed. Now Travis moves away from Roberts, supported here by Nyambi. Graham and Brereton waiting in the middle. Reed instead goes to Richie Smallwood. Now it goes in towards Danny Graham. Good defending over there by Manquillo. Lascelles couldn't get there. Crowder appealing for a corner. It does go Blackburn's way. He's such a liability out there at the moment, Jamal Lascelles. Every time he goes into the Newcastle box.
Yeah. I mean, it's playing with 10 men. It's actually worth him staying on. They need to get him off. I mean, how long does it take?
Then it goes from Harrison Reed, and the referee has spotted an infringement anyway, and despite the fact that Freddie Woodman was able to get a hold of the ball. It's been about 8 minutes now that he's been on there, and finally Newcastle will make the change, and there is Isaac Hayden.
Oh, ridiculous, Rafa. Absolute madness. Not to take him off earlier. Such an important player. We talk about his importance in the back line for Newcastle.
Isaac Hayden, who'd started the previous 5 matches before tonight, he's being linked with the move away from Newcastle, but he's needed here as Jamal Lascelles gingerly leaves the field.
But then, you know, we're into this argument now of if you're prioritising with the Premier League and you have a huge game at the weekend, why put him on? Why put him on? Why risk?
You can see by the body language of the two of them, neither of them still seem to be too clear on what the situation was. Anyway, the obvious change now has been made, and Fabian Schär, who's a centre-back by trade, has gone to play alongside Federico Fernandez, and Hayden's gone into midfield.
It's not an issue, Schär dropping in. But they're really bare now, aren't they, Newcastle? They've lost Clark tonight, who must be a doubt for the weekend, and Lascelles. Cardiff are pretty brutal, aren't they? They get the ball in there.
I'm sure that's not being missed by Neil Warnock tonight.
He'll be delighted, won't he?
One over there by Amari Bell for Blackburn Rovers, who have shown tremendous character to come back in this one tonight. Such an early goal they conceded inside the first minute through Sean Longstaff, and then a lovely finish by Cal Roberts to make it 2-0. But the fight back came through Adam Armstrong, and then right on the stroke of half-time, a towering header by the centre-back Dara Lenihan. Here's Hayden. Travis over there to apply the pressure on Sterry, and then Ritchie's running out of play. There's Bradley Dack, who I'm sure is going to have a part to play in this second half.
Absolutely, £750,000 from Gillingham. Played well against Tony Mowbray's Coventry, and he was in charge. That's how he ended up at Ewood. What a signing. I wonder how much it'd be now, how much it'd go for. You talk about the crazy market. 15 million, 20 million?
Well, he's done nothing but score goals, has he, since he arrived here at Ewood Park. He's the top scorer with 13 this season, but he does so much more than that, doesn't he, in the context of the Blackburn team.
He's a clever footballer, drop into those little areas. The relationship he has with Danny Graham, that's been integral for Blackburn and their success this season. Venus there with Tony Mowbray. Be out of this world if Blackburn could turn this round.
Schär looking for the run of Murphy. That's an excellent ball. It goes across towards Hosselu. Now Hayden. Here's Longstaff.
It's a high foot there from Longstaff. Impressed at the weekend, didn't he, Longstaff against Chelsea? Mature performance.
Important header there for Harrison Reid, although he's still got some work to do here with Jacob Murphy. Murphy manages to squeeze the cross in. Hosselu couldn't apply the finish. And he's another one who's been injured in the process.
Well, I tell you what, it's a strong challenge from Lenihan. I just wonder, did he get any of the ball? Murphy uses his body very well, I tell you. He gets there first, Hosselu, and then he's caught. Should there be a penalty, Fletch? Gets caught after. I think that should be a penalty, you know. I do. It's a foul. Anywhere else on the pitch, that is a foul. I think he's gotten away with that one. We often see it, doesn't make it right.
Well, Lee Probert shaking his head, clearly being asked the question by one or two in the black and white shirts of Newcastle. Maybe there that Blackburn Rovers and Darren Lenihan have just got away with one.
Well, if that's outside the box and a striker gets a touch like that, he's clattered by a defender, it's a penalty. It's a free kick, sorry, you get my point. Yeah. So inside the box should be a penalty.
Well, big goes at the other end towards Danny Graham. Glanced away by Fabian Schär. And that's a corner.
And even that, we talked about it in the first half. Get the ball into him. He's a threat, his presence. They win themselves a corner.
I said Richie Smallwood out there to take the corner. There's Danny Graham. 9 goals in 26 FA Cup matches coming into this game tonight. 9 goals this season for Blackburn Rovers. Lenihan is also someone that Newcastle have got to keep an eye on, having scored in the first half. There needed to be a better corner than that, though.
Such a waste. You said it earlier, missing the likes of Charlie Mulgrew. He's got such good delivery. They've scored a goal already from a set piece. Blackburn, take care on the delivery.
Just keeping an eye on the Blackburn bench. It's like the shin pads are going in for Bradley Dack, so he's not too far away from coming on. But don't forget there is extra time and penalties if necessary tonight. We've got to find an opponent for Watford in the 4th round at home here tonight. It was whipped in towards Ben Brereton, but too near to Freddie Woodman, the young Newcastle goalkeeper.
It's the last thing Rafa will want, extra time. May as well go for it, go toe to toe, go for the win.
We're hearing that the first change for Tony Mowbray might well be Craig Conway for Ben Brereton. Conway, who was the man on most of the set pieces at Millwall at the weekend. He's a really experienced player who can play in the middle or out wide if Blackburn wants him to.
Maybe another injury to Hayden, who's down, was caught badly. So that was a high foot from Smallwood. He's lucky to get away with that, getting a card. I think that's quite naughty there. I think he has got his eyes on the ball, but this day and age, you raise your foot, he catches Hayden.
Yeah, Richie Smallwood's only just back from a 3-game suspension. He was sent off against Sheffield United at the end of December. Isaac Hayden back on his feet and okay for Newcastle. Sean Longstaff looking for the run there of Cal Roberts, but too much on it.
He's a wide man, ball carrier, will get his team up the pitch, good experience. Brereton worked hard. He has tonight. Things haven't quite come off for him yet in that Blackburn Rovers shirt, but young talent, his time may come.
So Ben Brereton at 19, replaced by Craig Conway at 33. Youth replaced by experience with 26 minutes of normal time to go. Travis up to Conway, now Reed. There's a foul on Conway by Fernandez.
It's a silly foul, isn't it? Allows Blackburn to get the centre halves forward and load the ball in. With no Lascelles or Clark, who have both gone off injured, Blackburn will feel they can exploit Newcastle.
Smallwood sends this one in towards Lenihan. Another one of the Newcastle players has gone down after the challenge, and the referee's going to stop the game.
He's got to stop the game quicker.
With it being a head injury.
Absolutely, just trotting over.
Fabian Schär who's down.
I think in those situations, Fletch, when it's a long ball into the box, both players go up to head the ball, you expect the referee to stop the game immediately. robust challenge.
Don't forget there's a big Premier League match for you in the weekend, 5 o'clock on Saturday, 1HD, 4K UHD, London derby from the Emirates, Arsenal-Chelsea. Chelsea 6 above the Gunners going into that, both of them hoping to be in the Champions League next season. That'll be followed as always on a Saturday by Premier League tonight. Fabian Schär back on his feet. The last thing that Rafa Benitez wants to do tonight is lose 3 centre-backs in the same game.
It's going to be key there. Schär back on. I think the Prova we dealt with that differently. We can turn back time with Schär.
Up it goes towards Danny Graham. That's a foul by the Blackburn centre forward.
Getting his body in, using his body really well there. Feels Schär coming, is trying to nick in front of him. See, there's a lot wrong with that.
Championship side enjoying more of the ball, completing more passes, having more success in the final third, but it remains 2-2. Here's Manquillo, and now Murphy. Ossolu on his way into the middle. Longstaff joining him in there. Murphy takes on Nyambe. Good challenge.
It was a good challenge, but that Newcastle attack came back for a really good piece of skill from Roberts in the centre of the park, and Murphy, that's when he's at his best, driving with the ball, facing defenders up, but well defended.
Scottish international Matt Ritchie out to take the corner. There's Isaac Hayden, who's got in there with Fabian Schär. Federico Fernandez, Ossolu hovering as well. Hits the post. Isaac Hayden's header. And then thumped away by Harrison Reed for Blackburn.
What was the guy in the post doing? I mean, brilliant judgment. It's Elliot Bennett who lets it hit the post. You'd have to say outstanding judgment or complete luck.
I think he was also trying to pull his arm out of the way, because where the ball actually hit the post was right where Bennett's arm was too. I think he's probably looked for, if you're looking at me for an answer, I'd go more down the look than the judgment line with that one, because he had no time to think, did he?
Well, that may have been a good thing.
Excellent header.
It was, yeah.
Just over 20 minutes to go. Is there going to be a late goal here as Ewood Park to decide it inside normal time? As Lewis Travis. Challenge came in from Longstaff. Now Ossolu. Jacob Birdman defending for Harrison Reed to do for Blackburn. In by Murphy.
Isolates defenders as he did there with Reed. He's driving. More quality on the final ball.
Fourth round, we've got Accrington Stanley against either Derby or Southampton. They'll know their opposition tomorrow night. That's on Saturday at midday, 26th of January. And you'll see Wimbledon against West Ham on the same day, but that's at 7 UHD at 4K UHD. Got 4 matches on BT Sport in the fourth round of the FA Cup. One of these two sides will be at home against Watford. Combining with Nyambe to get it back for Blackburn. Here's Amari Bell. Now Richie Smallwood. We're going to see another attacking change here made by Tony Mowbray, preparing to send on Joe Nuttall, who started in the championship game at Millwall at the weekend.
He scored, didn't know much about him the weekend, Joe Nuttall.
Fernandez, Sterry on the move from right back, but won't catch it. the other FA Cup matches I was telling you about in the fourth round. Palace against Tottenham, that's on Sunday at 3:30. That's on the 27th. And on the Monday night, the draw's going to be in this programme as well. Barnet against Brentford, 7 o'clock. That's on 2HD and 4K UHD. Joe Nuttall is ready for Blackburn Rovers. The second change about to be made by Tony Mowbray. Share. Hosselu. And Keogh just caught there by Conway.
Share's passing has been absolutely outstanding. Range of passing on that short. Always gets there.
So the change here. Adam Armstrong is going off. This is his big moment tonight, Chris.
Yeah, you see, he has a little look. Composed finish. It's his former club. Good impact. He's getting applause from the Newcastle section.
Used to stand with them. Knows all about what it takes to be a Newcastle player. Didn't celebrate the goal tonight, being given an ovation by the Newcastle fans as well as the Blackburn Rovers supporters.
Very classy. Newcastle.
It's another 21-year-old coming on. Joe Nuttall, who, as Chris said, scored at the weekend against Millwall in what was his first appearance in a Blackburn shirt for 4 months. Sees the free kick cleared away, and then it was hit sweetly by Longstaff.
Spot on. The ball dropped. He got a really good connection. Longstaff. Not an easy one, this. Whether that was creeping on target.
We've seen a great deal of him because he's just finding his way at first team level for Newcastle, but we saw 1 or 2 bright moments at Chelsea. Excellent range of passing, and he's not been afraid to try his luck tonight from distance, has he?
He reads the game very well, keeps things simple. Looks a very good prospect.
Away by Bell. Jacob Murphy stretched everything to try and get it.
There's too much swap sides in this second half. Jacob Murphy has been more of a threat to the left-hand side.
Just over 15 minutes to go in this FA Cup third round replay. Who's going to be the hero? Here's Elliot Bennett driving Blackburn Rovers forward.
Good driving run, wasn't it? Just that final ball. Fine bell. You're right, Fletcher's getting to that time. Both teams want extra time. Who's going to stand up and become the hero?
On by Hosselu. Here's Murphy, whose pace has been a problem to Blackburn all game. Now Manquillo. Sean Longstaff. Now Hayden. Matt Ritchie. There's Jamie Sterry. And the defending done over there by the Blackburn captain, Elliot Bennett. Well, there are potential match winners on the Newcastle bench. Rafa Benitez can make one more change. Salomon Rondon and Iosi Perez are both on there. 2 players who certainly bring goals into the equation.
I suppose the dilemma is over Rafa now. He's lost Lascelles, may have lost Clark. Can he risk losing a Rondon or Perez?
There's Murphy. See the man to unlock Blackburn. Good defending by Harrison Reed. And the last touch, according to Lee Probert, was a Newcastle one. That's a goal kick.
Yeah, disappointing his final ball on occasion. Looks to go both ways, but work to be done on that left foot.
Bradley Dack's been called back to the bench by his manager Tony Mowbray. Looks like it's time, Chris.
Absolutely. Maybe it may change now.
Yeah, Harrison Reed.
I think Dack may be forcing the manager's hand. He's got his shirt on. Just wonder how he can tweak this if Harrison Reed has to go off.
Disappointing end to the night, isn't it, for Harrison Reed, who's been a real strength in the Blackburn team.
Absolutely. Brilliant all season. So versatile, can play a number of roles and play them well. Good position in this right wing-back role. But he's the man. He's going to be the man of the moment.
Well, they're going to bring on a man here in Bradley Dack, who's the top scorer with 13 goals. Scored in the first meeting between the sides 10 days ago. He's got 2 in his last 3 for Blackburn. And he brings a strike record of 31 in 71 in a Blackburn Rovers shirt. And he's got 12 minutes to try and decide it for them in normal time.
It's Elliot Bennett. Over now. His right-hand side.
Down goes Danny Graham. I think it's fair to say Chrissy was looking for that. Had a big glance at where Lee Probert was before he went down.
Why the old pro.
They did well to get away from Murphy, and then across came Cal Roberts.
He did very well.
Yeah.
He was in big trouble for a moment. It wasn't a very good ball from Raya.
There's Richard, Al Longstaff. On by Sterry. Bit of a rub of the green there for Richie.
Disappointing. Richie. They've gone to a back 4 now. It's a cross all wrong.
As Rafa Benitez can make one more change if he wants to. It's a really attacking lineup now, isn't it, for Blackburn? When you look at what they've got, Danny Graham down the middle, Joe Nuttall off the left, Craig Conway off the right, Bradley Dack floating in behind. Here is Dack.
We'll see with the nature of Rafa's change. He's going to make one with it. He wants to stay in this competition.
Bradley Dack for Blackburn. Long throw in from Amari Bell. On by Danny Graham. Trying to find the run of Bradley Dack off him. Here's Travis. Now Dack, Nuttall, Newcastle with Fabian Scher getting there to clear it away, although Blackburn can come again. Took a bobble, didn't it, Chris? Now the counter-attack being led by Murphy. Roberts not quite quick enough, determined defending over there by Bennett. Conway. Here's Fernandez. Longstaff. Matt Ritchie. Jamie Sterry.
Just see the few minutes Bradley Dack has been on though. A couple of occasions has nearly happened. Just on a little flick from Danny Graham. They work really well together. Really nice touch on the edge of the area.
Travis with a challenge on Robbins. Danny Graham had spotted the intentions there of Federico Fernandez. We're approaching next goal wins territory as Ewood Park. Surrender's confidence shown in David Raya by Darren Lenihan. I think the crowd are more concerned than the Blackburn goalkeeper. Dax running back. Here's Travis. Now Craig Conway. Chase on here for Bennett. And that's a foul.
All his experience. Fernandez there. Bennett's such a valuable player for Blackburn. This right back role, marauding forward. Well, hands in the back, but cleverly bought.
Done there by Hosselu. And calm defending at the back there by the Republic of Ireland international, Darren Lenihan. There's no sign of a Newcastle change. They haven't got any of their remaining substitutes warming up at all at the moment. There's Craig Conway. On by Smallwood to Dack. Amari Bell. Queuing up in there, weren't they? Danny Graham, Joe Nuttall, all waiting for a better cross.
Listen to the crowd. Last few minutes, they want to see their team go for it. Build the pressure.
Here's Dack. Squeezes the ball out there to Bell. Cleared away as far as Conway. Bradley Dack. Spotted that run there of Conway, who was trying to sneak in behind the Newcastle back line. Here's Danny Graham. Couldn't get it out there to Amari Bell. It was good defending in there by Matt Ritchie.
Another sign though there of what Dack gives this Blackburn lineup, that invention, that awareness, that eye for a pass. It's their game plan, Fletch, get the ball into him.
He'll be really proud, won't he, by what he's seen of his team tonight. The team has been decimated by a bug that swept through the camp. He couldn't pick the kind of team that he wanted to at the start, but they've shown tremendous tackling qualities to come from 2-0 down against the team in the league above.
Yep. And there's one manager who's gone full strength.
Bradley Dack's going to hit one. We know that he can strike them much cleaner than that.
That's the ball. He's letting it run across his body. Not an easy technique, but he has that awareness. Makes some good positions. Doesn't get that right. He'll be disappointed.
Mentioned the fact they've got this big game against Cardiff in the Premier League in the weekend, and they potentially lost Kieran Clark and Jamal Lascelles tonight. They've got players away at the Asian Cup as well, and they aren't exactly deep in terms of the numbers available to Rafa Benitez. The last thing that he'd want tonight is extra time.
Spot on, but Blackburn, the last few minutes have been in the ascendancy.
That's Mankia. 4 minutes left of the 90. Hayden holds off Travis. Here's Sean Longstaff. Now Matt Ritchie. Jamie Sterry's gone on the overlap beyond him. Longstaff again. Now Share. Roberts lets him run. Jacob Murphy. Intention was to get the ball through. Burke can come on the counter. Well, that's an excellent challenge by Longstaff on Bennett.
Brilliant challenge from the